You virtually have no insurance coverage under a homeowner's policy. The insurance carrier can virtually deny any claim because you have the wrong insurance contract. Darren Pettyjohn here, co-founder of Proper Insurance. We developed a specialty insurance policy for Airbnb VRBO hosts, and we have actually written over 150,000 policies. I really want you to get 3 takeaways why insurance is so important and things that you can put into action today or tomorrow as an Airbnb host. Number 1 is you need to contact your current insurance carrier. So whether you own the home, whether you're a renter who's then maybe re-renting the place, rental arbitrage, you have to contact your insurance provider. And in fact, I would send them the online listing and let them know exactly what you're doing. We have people call us and say, I do not want my insurance carrier to know what I'm doing, because if they do, they might cancel my insurance. And you're right. There are a lot of carriers that don't insure short-term rental or Airbnb activity, but you have to realize when you become a bed and breakfast, you're entering into a commercial operation. You're collecting money, allowing someone to stay at your house on a short-term basis, and you virtually have no insurance coverage under a homeowner's policy, under a standard personal policy. So if that person was to get injured, if you were to have hail damage to your roof, if you were to have backups of sewers and drains of a toilet, whatever it might be, the insurance carrier can virtually deny any claim because you have the wrong insurance contract. You have a duty as the insured to inform your insurance carrier of any fundamental exposure change at your property. So a great example would be an addition to your house. Let's say you live in a house and you decide to add on 2,000 square feet. Well, you're going to contact your insurance company, let them know what you're doing, and insure that additional 2,000 square feet, so on and so forth. Short-term rentals are no different. You have to contact your insurance agent and let them know exactly what you're doing. The most common would be a vacation rental property, a secondary investment property that someone owns and is rented out on a short-term basis. The second most common would be a true bed and breakfast, where a homeowner would rent out a spare bedroom. Maybe they rent out their mother-in-law suite. Maybe they put a tiny home in their backyard and they rent that out. Maybe they convert their garage to a rental. We've seen that happening quite a bit lately. So that would be the property owner on site and then renting that property out. A little bit different product you need from an insurance perspective. Third scenario would be you may not own this property at all. We have a lot of people who actually rent properties, and then we call them re-rents because it's just kind of common sense, right? You rent it and then you re-rent it. Rental arbitrage, master lease, sometimes it's called. So we see scenarios like that. Again, a different contract because you don't own the property. So you're obviously going to have a different insurance policy. Do you or do you not let your landlord know exactly what you're doing? Are you flying under the radar there? That's takeaway number 1, rule of 3, numero uno. Number 2, find out what's covered. You can't just simply call your agent and your agent say, oh yeah, you're covered for short-term rentals. Covered for what? If somebody drowns in my swimming pool and they sue me, do I have liability protection for not only legal defense, but a potential settlement? Great question. If somebody decides to have friends over and they consume too much alcohol, have a little too much fun, and decide to party a bit and significantly damage my property, do I have coverage for that? Property damage. Great question. What if they aren't who they say they are and they steal everything from my property? Theft. Great question. Maybe an amenity. Maybe you have a bicycle in the garage. Allow a host to ride downtown to get ice cream and come back to the vacation rental. If they get injured on that bicycle away from your property, they hire an attorney, they decide to sue you because you're the bed and breakfast, you're the business, you provided the bicycles, and the chain fell off because it was rusty and they got injured. Do you have protection for that? These are the type of questions you need to ask your insurance agent and have them show you in your insurance policy where you do or do not have coverage. Super, super important. You can't just simply say, I'm covered. Covered for what? Property, liability, business income, invasion of privacy, communicable disease, on and on and on. Number 3, shop your insurance. Contact us. Let us do an analysis of what you have. Contact other agents. See what they have to say about Airbnb, bed and breakfast, vacation rental insurance, short-term rental insurance, etc. Look at the different coverages. Get an understanding because it's expensive. A frustrating part for us sometimes is we have to really re-educate consumers about what is insurance and why are you buying it. One, it is expensive, but it provides a lot of protection for you. So if you're spending this money, which you are required to do if you have a loan from a bank, of course, make sure that you have good coverage and then it's money well spent. So again, number 1 of rule of 3, contact your insurance agent, send them your online listing, let them know exactly the scenario of what you're doing. A lot of different questions and scenarios for insurance, and they're all different. 2, ask the tough questions. Think of scenarios, examples. What if this? What if that? It's their job to answer those questions within the contract. What happens if somebody falls down the stairs, gets injured, claims me liable? 1, do I have legal defense? 2, do I have an occurrence limit? I'm going to send that to my agent. I'm going to send it, and I want to get that in writing from them that says absolutely you have protection, not you're covered for short-term rentals, you're covered for Airbnb. And this is what Proper does. We go through other people's products or other companies' products, our products, and we compare them on what coverage we offer and what coverage others offer. And then as an Airbnb host, you can decide whether you want to upgrade or not. And then number 3, shop with Proper, shop with some of our competitors, and then you can make an educated decision on who you want to spend your hard-earned money with and who you want to insure your property with. And you can sleep well at night knowing that you have the right coverage. The elephant in the room, Airbnb AirCover, great product and really smart that Airbnb launched that years ago, but you can't simply rely only on Airbnb AirCover. It says right on there, this is not an insurance product, it's a guarantee. So you have no policy rights. There are some scenarios, of course, where people have a good experience with AirCover and they've come back and paid for property damage or something from a guest. Other people, of course, not so much. A lot of negative reviews online for AirCover as well. So think of it as a great backup, of course. You're going to make money from your Airbnb rental property. It's exciting. It's a great industry. It's a booming industry, but you have a lot of exposure when you have strangers coming into your properties that are unfamiliar with your property that could, 1, get hurt, and 2, potentially cause significant property damage. Proper Insurance is an education company, and most of our time spent is actually educating our clients, even if they don't buy our insurance. We know we're the most expensive policy, and not everybody buys our product, which is fine, but at least we can educate people and they can make an informed decision on whether they want to upgrade their coverage or keep the existing coverage that they have. I appreciate your time, and hopefully those 3 takeaways will be very helpful for you. Thanks so much.